For example, I'm sure that TikTok won't work for cows. I don't think they have that need for closure and for that dopamine boost, but humans do. And it's that simple. Once you get that click and you know how to create that click for other people, whether it's music, visual effect, you name it. Once you do, you're good.
Well, generative AI tools can create like instant beats. You can make captions, you can add vocals, but fans can often smell that there's something fake about it, and it usually happens pretty soon on in the process of them listening. Where do you draw the line between AI assistance and artistic integrity, and especially when it comes to getting drawing emotions out of your audience? Do you find that AI in the specific use case of content creation, the way you do it, is stifling or a stumbling block, or is it something that has to be applied in a specific way?
I think it's definitely just something that at this point of time needs to be applied in a specific way. I do believe that we'll get to a point where people would look for AI music. That would be a genre. That would be something that I would like to listen. For example, I want to listen to blues right now, and you want to listen to jazz, and this guy want to listen to AI music. And it will be like this, and it will be AI jazz or AI blues, because it does have a different tone. Or obviously we can still identify and recognize the differences. So I do feel that people would be attracted into it in some sort of a way. I don't think that it would replace music in a way. It would definitely be a great tool as it is right now for writing for any sort of content, really. And that's something that, in my opinion, everyone should use. As long as you have a tool and you know how to use a tool and not as like a not like a it shouldn't be a liability, if that makes sense. It should stay as a tool, at least for now. And I'm saying at least for now because obviously the updates and the pace that things are going is unbelievable. Like you get updates on a daily basis and you cannot keep up. You just cannot. And honestly, I mean, if you can't beat them, join them in a way. There's no way to fight it anymore. You just need to know how to use it, but for your own good and to keep your authenticity in it. That's one of the main reasons why we still recognize AI music, even if it's just instrumental or stuff that it's not too easy to recognize, because it still lacks emotion. It still lacks the authenticity that a human being can put into a song or into a text as well. Or even though a text might be a bit harder, but still, we can still feel it. I can attest for myself. I've had posts on LinkedIn where not myself that I read that other people posts where I can clearly see where AI took this part, but you can, and I'm saying it in a good sense, you can see and you can read it and you can feel where is the AI and where is that person, because the authenticity, it's like it's different. It clicks. I can relate to it. It resonates differently. And that's something that I hope humanity should keep, at least for now.
Have you used AI in a session to help create lyrics or prompts for lyrics, and then had a vocalist tweak them to keep it human?
Definitely. All the time. That's what you call a tool. I've never asked for AI to give me a full-on lyric and like, let's go with it and like that. You can definitely do it, but you want to have that tiny bit of like edge where it's you, where it's Gil. I'm writing it. I can definitely get the prompts and I get the ideas from AI and I can use it a lot, but I need to keep my taste into it, my personality, um, my edge as a writer, for example.
Being based in Tel Aviv and then having a European clientele, it gives you two very different sandboxes to play in. What growth hacks work in Europe that flop in Israel and vice versa?
I mean, I have one big flop that I had within my community, BPG Music Group. Long story short, we tried to create some sort of a live DJ set. I think it was during COVID or anywhere around COVID. So it was an online set through Discord. It's just that's where like it doesn't click. It felt like for Europeans it wasn't the right fit, and it completely flopped. I mean, it didn't work, but it was a great lesson. It was a great lesson to really understand what different cultures almost what it means, even if we're talking technology stuff.
What do you think happened there? Let's unpack that.
It's kind of like WhatsApp. If you take it for example, Israel loves WhatsApp, but if you go to the United States, I don't think you have a lot of WhatsApp in there. Maybe in Europe you have a little bit more, But there are different countries that use different platforms, and it's definitely not something that if I'll take Discord for example, it's not that popular in all of Europe, and I think this is the main obstacle that I faced with this specific one. It just wasn't there. Maybe if it was a different platform, it would work, but I guess I'll have to retry it in order to know this answer.
What's the difference between launching a single on, say, a Dutch radio versus an Israeli playlist?
A lot, a lot. The Israeli house music scene is at its early stages. It's here to stay, no doubt, and it's here for a long time, but it hasn't really developed in a long time. So it's still in its early stages when it comes to her like progress or development. While if you go to a Dutch radio station, you hear house music all along. It's something that it is much stronger in their culture. It's something that ADE is obviously in Amsterdam, and there's a reason to it. So it's a big difference. It's a big difference.
What could you say about the Israel music culture? And then we'll also like to hear about European. But first, I'm curious also, as somebody who lives in Tel Aviv, I enjoy the Tel Aviv nightlife. There are plenty of venues and events occurring all the time, but I'm no expert. I'm very new to the scene. Maybe you could explain to me in the audience what it is that's going on here.
So what is going on here is like an underground kind of thing with the house music, because as you said, and you are correct, there are a lot of clubs in here and a lot of places where you can perform and work as a musician.
Do you think it has something to do with the language? Because I could say, for example, if English isn't my native language and I'm showing up and I have to even pay cover for a night to go dancing, I don't have capacity, especially if I'm drinking or what have you. I don't have capacity to understand what I'm listening to. And the artist's expression through the music, it just is lost. As a listener, I'm going to fall back to what's going to make me feel good. And like whatever is top trending is what I believe is going to be the easiest, like you said, easiest fix to get me going, get me dancing. I think that I hear in the formula though that the lack of exposure to the language that the music is being performed in could actually deter the audience from being open to a small time rising artist being able to express themselves the way that they need to be expressed to get traction.